let's come into a seated position. Let's come into easy pose. We're going to do some Kundalini Yoga tonight. So rub your hands together. We're going to tune in. So you want to sit up really tall. Place your thumbs in the middle of your chest. And we are going to tune in. We're going to tune in with ourselves. We're going to tune in with our higher selves. We're going to tune in to the golden chain of teachers. So any teachers that need to tell you anything, we're going to tune in with them so we can hear their knowledge throughout our practice tonight. So inhale. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale. Look up at the point between the brow, pull to Mula Bandha. Exhale. Adgudename, Chigadgudename, Satgudename, Siddhigurudev, Amen. Adgudename, Chigadgudename, Satgudename, Siddhigurudev, Amen. Adgudename, Chigadgudename, Satgudename, Siddhigurudev, Amen. Relax your hands. Just sit here for a minute. We're going to focus on our breath. So just take a moment to find where your breath is in your body. Maybe you feel like your chest is really tight, so you can't take a deep breath. Maybe you feel like your throat is all scratchy, so it's hard to take a deep breath. Just take note of where your breath is at right now. So we tune in with our higher self on the astral realm. Now we're going to tune in with ourselves on the physical realm. So we're just bringing our attention to our breath, and that brings our attention to the present moment. We're coming into the present moment of time and space, right here, right now, using the breath as our focal point. Then start to take those yogic breaths. So you're going to inhale, push your belly out. Exhale, push your belly in. Activating our rest and digest nervous system, giving us the ability to tune in with our bodies, put down the fight or flight nervous system, and come into our bodies, commune with our bodies just for this next hour. Your mind has started to wander about what you were doing before this or what you're doing after this. Just come back to the breath. This is our opportunity to tune in with ourselves. Actually come into the body. We might do a lot of activities during the day that keep us in our minds and keep our minds moving from one thought to the other. Right now we're coming into the body, using the breath as an anchor, taking those yogic breaths. So inhale, push the belly out. exhale, push the belly in. So we're in a seated position. So focusing on those yogic breaths. Sitting up really tall. Just using this opportunity to come into the body. Okay, from here, let's come into a standing position, mountain pose. So feet together. Make sure your knees are over your ankles, hips are over your knees. Roll your shoulders back and down. You want to slightly tuck your chin in. You want to feel like there's a string being pulled through the top of your head. This mountain pose, hands equal by your sides. Samasti Tahi. This equal standing pose, different name, same posture. We're equally balanced, the weight rock forward and back, left and right. So evenly distribute the weight in your feet, standing up really tall. Okay, from here, let's do some hip rolls, warm up the spine. So come to the center, and we'll do 3 to the left. Just take your time. And then when you're finished, come back to center. We'll do 3 on the other side. So coming forward, do 3 to the right. Just take your time. Make sure you're taking those yogic breaths. And then when you come back to center, let's come into ragdoll. So bring your feet a little bit more together, bending at the hips, grab the elbows, let the head go, let the neck go. Feel the stretch all down the back of the legs. Keep taking deep breaths. Let your head go, let your neck go. then slowly roll to the top. Your head's gonna come up last. Come back to mountain pose, feet together. Roll your shoulders back and down. Coming into mountain pose. Center yourself here, and then from here we're gonna do some neck rolls. So bring your chin to your chest, and then slowly to the left. Just take your time. Come back to center, and then when you're finished, switch sides. Just take your time, breathe into those tight spaces. Then come back to center, and then let's come into eagle pose. So find that point in front of you to help you balance, and then bring your right arm up, bring the left arm under, and then bring that right foot over, coming into your eagle pose. So take some deep breaths here. So I'm reading this really cool book. It's called Initiation by Elizabeth Heish. And it's about this woman who remembers her past life in Egypt, and she's a high priestess, and she gets initiated, and they do all these really cool things with meditation, and they're training her. And so I haven't gotten through the whole book, but the main takeaway that I got from the book is that she started practicing Hatha Yoga, which we're doing right here. And that's how she started to get these past life memories. She had them before when she was little. She was just confused about them. And then she started doing the Hatha Yoga, and things just started unfolding for her. So I was like, okay, I put the book down. I was like, okay, just do the yoga. Okay, release that. And then shake that out if you need to. Because I was like, I want to learn all the secrets of the universe over this holiday weekend. I'm trying to read the book, and then I'm like, oh, she's did yoga. Like, I don't need this book, just do the yoga. So let's switch sides. So left arm up, right arm comes under, and the left foot comes over, and then find that point in front of you to help you balance. So these yoga postures, each posture is activating the chakras, which we've talked about, and that's how the energy flows up the spine. So we have these energy channels, these nadis, and we have the chakras, the energy wheels, and we know that there's little granthis, these things that stop you, these little locks that stop you from getting into the chakras. And so all these yoga postures, they move the energy up the spine. And so when that happens, you can have all sorts of experiences. Some people have mystical experiences. Some people, they'll heal faster. Some people, their nervous system just comes down and they feel less stressed. They sleep better. They feel better. It activates you on not only a physical level, but also an energetic level as well. And so this woman, Elizabeth Heish, she ended up teaching yoga for the rest of her life. And so that's all I needed to know. Is just do the yoga, and the secrets will unfold just like an onion, all the layers coming off, and just learning what I need to know. Okay, let's release that and then come back to mountain pose. Stand up really tall. And then from here, let's come into another forward fold. So inhale, reach up really tall, come under your heels. Exhale, come forward, bending at the hips. Take some deep breaths. then slowly roll to the top. Your head's going to come up last. And then come back to mountain pose, stand up really tall, center yourself. And this posture is activating the first chakra located at the base of the spine. And so this is our sense of security and feeling safe and grounded. That's why it's called mountain pose. So let's come into warrior one. So right foot forward, left foot comes back, and our heel is lined up with the middle of the left foot. Make sure knees over your ankle. And then, warrior two. And then just look out past your right fingertips here. So we're using this posture to activate our gaze, which is really important because it not only strengthens your eyes and your brain, but it strengthens your other senses as well, because we say just look out right past the fingertips. So what is right out past the fingertips? I mean, you could see what's out there, but is there something else that you can't see that we're focusing on? We're learning to look past what we're looking at. Maybe see a little bit deeper into what we're looking at. And from here, bring your forearm to your thigh, and then bring your arm up over the head, and reach to the left side, right side. Feel the stretch all down the left side. And then bring that left arm down, bring the left foot forward, shake that out if you need to. Okay, let's switch sides. Bring the left foot forward, the right foot comes back, our heels lined up with the middle of the right foot. Our right foot is at a 45-degree angle. And we're doing warrior two, so bring your arms to a T. And then look out past your left fingertips here. Okay, and then bring your arms down, bring the right foot forward. Oh wait, we need to do our extended side angle. Come back, bring your right foot at an angle, line your heel up, and then bring your arm to your forearm, and then bring your arm up over your head, and stretch through the right side. Make sure your knee stays over your ankle. Let's take some deep breaths here. So if you haven't seen the Pyramid Code, that's a really good program. So the woman who created that, that's where I got the suggestion for the book, Initiation. So according to her, which is not facts, but this is just past memories that she's had, is that these initiates, they would be in the pyramid and they would find a constellation that they were going to astral travel to, and they were trained to astral travel, and then they would have a bunch of other people around supporting them so they could get back into their bodies. And I guess that was the hardest part, was to come back in. So they would come back into their bodies, and then they would make the person stay in the dark for 3 days so that way they could remember what they saw. So pretty interesting. It's not factual. This is just what she is saying. She claims that she's had past lives in Egypt. The woman that created the Pyramid Code, the series. And so the other woman who wrote that book, Initiation, she had the same thing. She had past life memories of being in Egypt. So it's a pretty cool book. But just as a reminder of how powerful meditation can be, not only for relieving stress and mindfulness, but you might have a mystical experience or something cool happen, or a memory, or just a feeling, or you might want to stay in the dark for 3 days. That's a practice. So then bring your arm down, bring your right foot forward, so shake that out. And then let's come into our forward fold. So inhale, reach up really tall. Exhale, come forward, bending at the hips. And all the initiates were, meditation was like step one. They would learn how to meditate, and then they were an initiate, so they were training, and so they would get telepathic abilities after that because they had been meditating for so long. And that's one thing that we've talked about, the cities. So when you activate these chakras, abilities sometimes appear, which we've talked about, the cities. And so I related to that, the cities is just meditating so much and then having different, I don't really know how to explain it, different abilities. And I'm not saying that happens for everyone, I'm just saying that it's a byproduct in yoga, and you're not supposed to focus on those abilities, but they are out there. Okay, from here, let's come into downward dog. So in India, one of these abilities, it's called vibhuti, and so what these teachers would do is they'd have the ability to make ash appear out of vessels, like a jar or something. They would put their hand in there and it would be empty, and they would just have ash that would appear out of nowhere, and it'd be like this never-ending amount of ash. And so I don't know how they did that, I don't know how to do that, but it's kind of cool to think about. It's called vibhuti, and it's a well-known thing, and this is like a byproduct of, this is one of those cities, those abilities. It's something that happens to some people through lifetimes probably of meditation and doing these practices. I think I've seen a video on YouTube. It was really old and grainy, and I was like, I don't know if this is real, and it could be totally fake. I know there's a lot of fake people out there and a lot of fake teachers, but it's just something to think about. Just kind of interesting. And I guess so the ash, where it comes from, is that they'll have people pray and chant in a room together, and it raises the energy. And so it gives the teacher the ability to do that. And I guess the ash is from all the incense that they've burned, and prayers that they've done. So just kind of interesting. So pedal your feet left and right, make sure you're still breathing. And then from here, look forward, bring the right foot into a low lunge, and then bring your arms up, inhale, and then exhale, bring a little bit of a back bend. reach back. And then from here, let's sit back into half Hanuman. So sit up really tall. So if you haven't read Autobiography of a Yogi, that's a really good book to read about some of these cities that they seem like magical powers. I'm not really sure what to call them. These skills that these yogis obtain from doing these meditation practices. So some of them are by location, where the person can be at two places at once. So Parmahansa Yogananda's teacher did that one time. He came and visited someone at like a festival, but he was also sitting at his house meditating at the same time, so he's at two places at once. So that's a possibility. Or translocation, where you can go from one place to the other without using a car or anything like that. And yeah, bilocation, transportation. There's one more, I'll think of it. Okay, and then from here, let's come forward. Let's come back into downward facing dog. Pedal your feet left and right. And from here, look up at your belly button. And then look forward, and then bring that left foot forward into a low lunge. And then from here, bring your arms up. And then inhale, gently come into a back bend, exhale. And then from here, come forward, let's sit back into half Hanuman. So telepathy is also one of those skills. And so in the yogic system, there's the yugas, and this is cycles of time. And so these cycles of time, they happen in 5,000 year cycles. And right now we're in a bronze age. So we're coming out of a dark age, like think of the Middle Ages, like the Dark Ages. We're coming out of that age, and so it goes from like a bronze age to a silver age to a gold age. And you can imagine the gold age is amazing because it's gold and it's better than the Dark Ages. So we're on an ascending path coming out of a 5,000 year cycle. We're still in the Dark Ages. It's going to be a while. But my point is that in the golden age, that these abilities that I'm talking about, that everybody has these abilities. So in the golden age, right now we're in like an energy age, where we care a lot about energy. We care a lot about gas. We use gas to run our cars, and electricity, and we're really focused on energy. Like, we need to produce energy so that way we can do everything. So in the golden age, we don't need to produce energy. We just have that ability to translocate. We don't need cars. We have the ability to have telepathy. We don't need a phone. We can just talk to people. There's more peace on the planet because everyone's consciousness is a lot higher. And there's some other things that go along with that as well. So the initiation book, she's talking about a time in Egypt where they were in a golden age. And so they had these skills just come easier because the time that they're in, most people would have those skills. And so because we're in a dark age, these skills just sound like fake people. These skills sound crazy and they sound like they're fake and they sound like people are just trying to take advantage of you. But in a golden age, everyone has these skills and there's more peace on the planet. So we're coming out of a dark age, and one day we'll all just be able to telepathically communicate with each other. Okay, so let's come back into downward facing dog. Really lengthening the spine. So we're technically in the Kali Yuga, and Kali is a Hindu goddess, and she is all about, she eats your karma. So she takes your karma and she eats it up and she burns it away. And so she's kind of depicted kind of dark because she's eating your karma. So she's the goddess who has multiple arms, and she has some severed heads and in her hand, and it looks very dark, but she's eating your karma, so that way you could be closer to enlightenment. So it's like fire, purification through fire, that kind of thing. That's the energy that goddess emits. So we're in that timeline, the Kali Yuga. So it's dark, but we're on an ascending path out of the dark ages, out of the bronze yuga. So it goes bronze, silver, gold, and it's a circle, and then it starts again, so it's never ending. So just so you know. Then pedal your feet left and right. Then from here, look forward, and then bring the right leg across into half pigeon pose. So take some deep breaths and breathe into that hip area. and then let's switch sides. So let's come back into downward facing dog. Look up at your navel. Take some deep breaths. And then look forward, bring the left leg across. Take some deep breaths. Take deep breaths. Okay, and then let's come back into downward facing dog. Like pushing the weight back towards your heels, driving your heels down towards the mat. And then walk your feet together, slowly roll up into mountain pose. Okay, and then come back to center. So we're gonna do Kriya Yoga, and this is Parmahansa Yogananda's. It's called Energization. It's not called Kriya Yoga, it's called Energization. And of course, everyone has the best system. So this system is the best system, and this will get you to your spiritual process the fastest. It speeds up the spiritual process. It says it's a meditation technique of controlling energy through pranayama, which is the breath work, and meditation, which speeds up the spiritual process of the aspirant. So this is the real deal. So we're going to go through it. We're not going to be able to finish it because I just found the image. I don't have it memorized, but anyways, so follow along. So the first thing we're going to do, I don't have pockets, is a breath. And so our arms are going to come out like this, and you're going to inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And then so you're going to go like this. So inhale and bend the knees, and then exhale. Inhale, exhale. Okay, and then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring the foot forward, and then we're going to bend it up, and then we're going to bring it back, and then bend it again like this. Forward, bend up, and then back, bend up. Do it again. You're just pointing your toe, bring it to the back, point, flex. Forward, point, flex, back, point, flex, forward, point, flex, back, point, flex, forward, point, flex, back, and then do it on the other side. So we're balancing on our right foot. Just bring your leg forward, point your toe, and then flex your toe. Then bring it to the back. Point, flex, and then bring your whole leg forward. Point, flex, and then bring it to the back. Point, flex, point, flex. And then you can speed it up. I will go slow. This is the first time. If you're doing it wrong, it doesn't matter. You're doing it right. Your intention is all that matters. Okay, and then switch sides, and then bring your foot forward, rotate the right ankle 3 times to the right, 3 times to the left. I have done this a million times. I know what I'm doing, just so you know. And then bring the right foot forward, rotate the ankle 3 times to the right. My yoga teacher her guru was Parmahansa Yogananda, so I just never had this memorized or had the photo on my phone, so we've never done it before. And then from here, so we're gonna isolate muscle groups. And when you isolate muscle groups, it just helps you become more aware in your body. And it doesn't matter why, it's just what we're doing. So we're doing the calf. It's not easy, but you're just gonna do it. Just bring your mind to your calf, and you're just gonna flex your calf, your right calf. If you're not doing it, doesn't matter. Just bring your mind there, flex your right calf, and then flex your forearm like this, and then do the other side, the left calf and the left forearm. And then so your forearm and your calf, forearm and your calf, switching sides. Not that easy the first time. And now we're going to do the thigh and the upper arm. So like your bicep. So thigh, upper arm, thigh, upper arm. So we're switching sides. So right side, thigh and bicep. Left side, thigh, bicep. Right side, thigh, bicep. Left side, thigh and bicep. Switch sides, switch sides. Okay, now we're doing the chest and the butt. Okay, so just you're flexing your chest and your butt at the same time. So the right side, and then do the left side, your chest and your butt. Right side, chest and butt. Left side, chest and butt. Right side, chest and butt. Left side, chest and butt. Right side, chest and butt. Left side, chest and butt. Okay, now we're doing the neck. This is honestly, it's hard. It's not easy for me either. Okay, we're practicing. It's called a practice. So your neck. So you're gonna do the left part of your neck, which is, I kind of like bring my head back to like flex it, and then the right side. And if it's not working, it's fine, just do it. Just bring your attention to that area, and that's all that matters, like then flex it. So left side, right side, and left side, right side, left side, right side, your throat, left side, right side. We're just contracting the muscles, and we're isolating the muscles, which is really good for getting into your body and meditation. And then, so we're gonna do that breath, the inhale, exhale, so inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. And then, so we've got that breath. Now we're gonna add our neck to that. So we're gonna bring the neck forward, and then bring the chin back. So not your neck, so bring your chin forward, and then bring your chin back. Chin forward, chin back. Forward, back. Forward, back. Okay, and then we do neck rotation, which we've already done, and then we did our hip twist, which we've already done. And then we are going to do this spinal adjustment. So you're going to take your hands on the back of your spine like this. You take your fists in your back, like the top of your fists, and then you're going to gently rock forward. So we're kind of giving ourselves like a little adjustment. And then you're going to move up the spine. So move up the spine, and then you're going to gently rock forward like this. And don't hurt yourself, but just keep going up the spine like you're giving yourself a little chiropractic adjustment. Keep going as far as you can. Make sure you're breathing. Okay, and then relax. Okay, now we are going to tap our head gently. So take your hands in fists and then thumbs on the sides, and then we're just gently tapping the top of the head. Why? Because we're bringing blood flow to the brain, and then you want to get the back of the head too gentle. Don't like hurt yourself. We're just gently tapping the head. This is really good to do if you're like tired or just like I can't think anymore. Just do this, and it brings blood flow to the brain and the head. Keep going, gentle, don't hurt yourself. Okay, and then scalp massage. So we're gonna slowly, just gently give a little massage to the scalp. Make sure you get the back of the head, because Parmahansa Yogananda says that the energy comes in at the medulla oblongata, which we learned about when we learned the chakras. So the energy comes in there. That's where he says the consciousness comes in. So make sure you get that area. Just gently rubbing the scalp. And then now we're going to massage that area right behind the back of the head. So right here, kind of like where your hairline is, where your neck and the back of your head meet, you're just going to give a little massage. So gently massage that. So keep going. Okay, so we're gonna end it because we don't have enough time. So this is the last one. So you're gonna bring your hands in front of you, just like do little fists, and then you're gonna breathe in slowly. And then exhale. Hold on. Yeah, so you have little fists, and then you're gonna bring your hands in, and then bring them out. So slower breath. Okay, from here, let's come into Shavasana. We made it. So let's come all the way down to our mat. Let's bring our knees into our chest one time. Let's take some deep breaths here. So that energization, we've talked about that energy thermometer before. When our energy is low, we can have depression and despondency and feel negative. And so that energization technique actually raises our energy. It makes us feel happier. We have more energy. It makes us not depressed. So that's what that yoga, those yoga postures are doing for you. Moving the energy through the body. Okay, now let's relax, come into Shavasana. So let your feet fall to each side. Palms face up. So if you ever go to the Sunflower Cafe and you see people doing those exercises, which I've seen, they're doing Parmahansa Yogananda's energization.
Just let your breath fall back into its natural rhythm. And you start to let your brow smooth over. Let your eyes relax. Just feel the little muscles at the corners of your eyes. Just let those relax. And start to relax your jaw. Let your tongue fall back into the root of your mouth. And add a slight smile at the corner of your eyes. Adding a slight smile at the corner of the lips. And focusing on the shoulders and the neck. Releasing the tension from the inside out. Just letting the tension move from water to gas, from ice to water, from water to gas. Just letting go. Focusing on your hands. See if you can feel the life that's in your hands right now. Feel the tingling, pulsing sensation. Feeling the life that's right here, right now. Focusing on your heart. Just take note of what's there. And without covering anything up, just adding a smile. Feeling your belly as your breath falls back into its natural rhythm. Getting a smile across your navel. And focusing on your pelvis. Feeling the pelvic bowl that contains your second chakra. And adding a smile from hip to hip. Feeling the length and the volume of your legs as they take up space on the mat. See if you can see each part of your body as a whole right now. Gently start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Then bring your arm up over your side, over your head, and roll over onto your side. And come up into a seated position. Eyes closed, bring your hands to your heart. Chant Satnam to end our practice tonight. So inhale. Sat Nam.